everybody? Welcome to another episode of Karlton Says Live. Karlton T. Clay here with the beautiful Shataria Stokes.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. You've been so busy.
What's up with your life?
Hey, just trying to be like you. I'm trying to hustle. Get work like this man, all right?
Oh, gosh, yes. Thank you again, guys, for joining us. Thank you for joining me today, Shataria. And, of course, we have behind the scenes Mr. DJ I Am, Terrence Williams.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it, get started. Of course, we have to talk about our serious subjects first before we get into the ratchetness that is stuff I like to talk about.
That's all the fun stuff, right?
Yeah, it is. It is, exactly. But again, yesterday was 9/11, of course, September 11th, 13 years since the terrorist attacks. That's crazy. It's been 13 years.
Wow. I know, and it's just like that's one of those moments that you'll never forget. You know, you always remember exactly where you were, what you were doing. I remember I was at Georgia Southern. I was in my dorm, and my roommate came in, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, turn on the TV."
Okay.
And so we turned on the TV. They had announcements about all the classes were canceled, and we were just watching this on TV, like trying to figure out what happened, and then we saw the second plane crash.
So you actually saw this?
Yes,
wow.
It was a surreal experience. Especially, I think here in the United States, we're not used to having people come onto our territory.
Right.
So I think it opened up a lot of people's eyes
Definitely
that we are
wake-up call. Yeah.
vulnerable to these type of things and attacks, and I don't know.
Yeah, I remember I was actually in the 10th grade when 9/11 happened. I was at Davidson, and it's a funny story, but not really a funny story. I was leaving my literature class, Miss Kelly's class. Me and my classmate Artie Danes, we did a project. It was a cooking project, and so I had to clean up and everything. And that class after that I had was Miss Harper. Now, if you remember, Miss Harper was real strict about that time. If you was late 1 second, you got detention.
Okay.
So I was rushing, trying to clean up from lit and trying to rush to my health class. And my one of my classmates, Giselle, came up to me. He was like, "The Twin Towers have been hit." And I'm thinking, I wasn't really thinking. I was just like, okay. I literally just said okay. And I was trying to hurry up and get to Miss Harper class because I was
on a mission.
I was on a mission, and I was known to get detention a lot. And my mom had said, if you get detention one more time,
it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be an issue. But when I got to Miss Harper's class, and now I looked on, everybody was looking at the TV, and I saw what was happening. And then I apologized to Giselle. Then I was like, oh, dang, wow. Like, it's really serious. And I went home after, like, I left school.
Wow.
My mom, because at the time, me and my siblings were all at different schools. And it's 4 of us living now, but it was 5 at the time, and my mom literally had to go to all 5 schools and pick all of us up.
Wow.
So it definitely was life changing. And my Renetta DeBose, she's been on here before. She actually did a story last night. She was actually talking to like kids now, high schoolers now in this generation, talking about how they remember, if they remember 9/11, because at the time they were like 5 or 6 when it happened. So it was just interesting to hear their perspective because it's in the textbooks now. 9/11 is forever in United States history, so it's kind of just like it was interesting to hear them because a lot of them say they kind of remember it, but they mostly know what happened because of what their parents told them, of course, what they learned in school.
So how do you think that's affected the U.S.? Like, have we grown from that, or?
I think I don't know. I think it's both sides. I think that has made us a little bit more prejudiced a little bit. I know. We kind of get side-eye to people, the foreigners sometimes, because we think that everybody has an agenda. Everybody wants to harm us. So I do definitely think that opened up more prejudice with people.
Right.
And I also think too that people are a lot more angrier. I think. I just think it definitely has had a negative impact, but it has a positive impact on people too. I think during that time, a lot of people were looking for answers, and a lot of people did go to church and they turned to God. And I think a lot of times, again to this day, we don't really understand all the ins and outs of why it happened or what happened or whatever. But a lot of people, their faith has been increased. I think so.
I think at that particular time, and it brought us together just like as a whole. Everybody was working together, and just seeing the outpouring of humanity. People being just wanting to help and do whatever they can.
Yeah.
To
Terrence, where were you 9/11?
I was actually with my children, and actually my daughter. She was less than a year old, and I was watching the news. I was actually at home, getting ready to feed her, and I just seen it come across. It was breaking news. It was like all the channels were just going through the process of changing over and showing it, and it was just like unreal for me. It's just you couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And for those things to happen to America, it makes us realize that we have to come together as one, not as black and white or Puerto Rican or whatever the case may be. We come together as one.
You know? I think it's interesting though. All of this is coming on the heels because President Obama spoke.
Right.
He addressed the nation on Wednesday. Yeah, he addressed the nation on Wednesday. With the whole ISIS situation. For people who don't know, ISIS is an extremist terrorist group who has been beheading people. American journalists were killed, and they have many more people under hostage, I believe, and they're just making all these threats and demands. And President Obama was saying that they want to take action, but it's not like to the point where we're going to be engaged into another war. I think he just wants to just get rid of ISIS. I think because they're definitely a threat.
I think too, people are really upset because of the ransoms that they have been requesting and stuff like that. But obviously they're looking for funding. They can't continue on to do these bombs or different terrorist acts without funding. So it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
You don't want to sit there and negotiate and help fund these terrorist
But these are people's
acts.
lives too at the same time.
Right. That's what I try to think. Like if that was my son, or my husband, I would be like, come on, y'all, we need to try to negotiate. But you got to think about it, I guess, on the bigger scope of things. Like you're funding them to do something else, make another attack. I don't know. It's so hard.
But I like how you're thinking. I think the thing for me, I guess my issue is a lot of people are really attacking President Obama during this whole situation, and I don't understand why. I get why, but I'm just saying, like, as far as people are just like he's gonna take us back to war, and he sucks, and he needs to make a decision, and I just kind of feel like, yo, get off of him. You know what I'm saying? It's more to the presidency than just he's not the king of the United States. So the king can say, I'm doing this, and boom, it happens. With the president, you have to go through all these branches of government and everything. You have to go through Congress, and it all has to work together. And unfortunately, because Congress doesn't seem to want to work with President Obama, it's kind of like he can't really make any type of moves or whatever, or decisions that he think will fit best for the country.
Yeah.
And I posted this yesterday because I was kind of upset. I was like, if you were the president, what would you do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's easy for you to sit at your computer and sit on Facebook and Twitter and say, you suck, President Obama. You need to do this, President Obama. You need to do this. But if you were in that office, put yourself in his shoes. What would you do? Yeah. And it's not as easy as you think it is.
And it's so many other things to consider. Like you said, you can't just. It's not this one situation. I'm sure this is not the only organization that is doing things like this. So we don't know the whole story. And when he's thinking, he has to, like you said, think about the whole country. And if we give this money, where is this money going to come from? You just have to really be open-minded and look at the larger view of all the weight that he's carrying on his back.
And it's a lot.
All the decisions that he has to make, and one decision it's a domino. It affects everything. If we give in to this organization, are we going to start getting more stuff coming from other people trying to get money? Or it's just so many things to consider.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, but we got too many people trying to blame the president for making decisions. When it come down to safety, is safety first. You don't just sit and say, well, okay, I'm not going to do anything. They trying to blame him. Okay, if he don't do anything, he's going to get blamed for it. If he does something, he get blamed for it. Yeah. So either way, it's like you got these people out there just going to find something wrong with everything that he does. But I'd rather him make an attempt at America's safety and my children's safety, not just sit around and just sit on his hands and say, I'm not going to do nothing and hopefully the problem will disappear. No, we got to go out there and show our superpower and say, you just can't mess with us at any time, at any moment.
I do think the president is trying to do something. Again, it's just he can't just say do something. You know what I'm saying? It kind of has to work with Congress. We have again. It just goes back to we all have to work together and just kind of think about what's going to work for us as a whole. And everybody, instead of let's get out of our own selfish ambitions, our own self motives, and just because quote unquote we don't like who is in office, let's get out of all that. Let's think about what's best for the country. So, yeah, I just think we just need to just fall back a little bit. Just stop saying Obama sucks. I think that's rude and that's disrespectful.
Well, that's definitely not just in this situation, but just overall, the level of disrespect that has been shown throughout his presidency it's crazy. It's like, ridiculous. No matter how much you disagree with someone, I mean, even if you disagree with your boss, I think there's still like a certain level of respect that you have to give that person and that position, and people just aren't doing that. People walking out and saying all kind of stuff
just
about
yelling stuff during the meetings and stuff.
Even like when you see in the media, a lot of times they say Obama, they don't say President Obama. So it's just a lot of things that we've seen happen with this presidency that we've never seen before. So,
how do you think it's going to be if a woman gets elected next time? Do you think it's going to be worse? Or that's a possibility that a woman could be the next president.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. Just even I think about how hardcore they are on Michelle about different stuff. Even Hillary, when they're changing her hair, I don't know. I think it's like they kind of have different focuses. I think if it's a woman, it still will be hardcore, but I don't know if it'll be as bad as it was with him. If it's a white woman.
If it's a white woman, if it's a black woman.
I don't know if they're ready for that. I don't know. They might put some people over the edge. I'm like, too far. I don't know. But I mean, like Hillary, she might be able to, slide on there. She might be able to,
especially if she got Bill on her, on the wings or whatever.
So we'll see.
All right, moving on. This has been the big story the whole week. NFL player, former Baltimore Raven, Ray Rice. So if you don't know, you've been living on a rock, clearly. Basically, they had elevator video, a surveillance video leaked of Ray Rice knocking his wife the hell out. Like, he punched her in the face, and she fell, hit the bar rail, and then it just passed out on the floor.
Knocked out unconscious.
And then he attempts to pull her out. He drags her out the elevator.
Yeah, she was dead weight. Like, he couldn't even lift her. He literally was
dragging her. And Shatara, it got to the point when I was watching the video, I was like, are the elevator doors gonna close on her legs? Because she was literally in between the elevator for a long time. Yeah. And then she finally gained consciousness. Was like, I can't believe you did this to me. I'm the mother of your child. Blah blah blah. But then here's the twist to it. She took to Instagram and was like, y'all are ruining my life. The media, y'all ruined our lives. Yeah. Give my husband his job back. We're trying to get past this. Blah blah blah.
Because she was his fiance at the time that happened. I think they said a month later they got married.
Yeah. So I didn't know this video was old. Like, I didn't know this happened. February. I didn't know that. I'm thinking, when I first saw this video, I'm thinking this happened like last week. I'm like, oh, dang. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Because the way, but the way that they're putting it out, I just thought this just happened. But no, this is clearly at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, what is interesting to me.
Okay.
Is that, people seem so outraged. And I mean, watching the video, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
He punched her the hell out.
Okay, listen, people are so outraged. But what is funny to me is just because in this particular situation, they're upset with the NFL. Why did he only get a 2-game suspension at first? And now, I don't know if, now they're going back and saying, he needs to be out of football forever, all this kind of stuff. But to me, when I look at real life, people walk by. Someone could be punching this lady dead in her face in the street, and you know what somebody's gonna say? They ain't none of my business. They gonna keep on walking by. And I'm saying, it's crazy for me. There's so many experiments you can look at, and different videos you can see on YouTube where people are more likely to call the police if there's somebody's playing loud music or something than if someone's getting beat to death in the apartment next door to them. People, so it's funny to me that people are so outraged about this video, but in real life, you feel like it's none of your business. You don't care about it.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. Wow, that's a good point, Terrence.
But I'm more so upset about the fact that we got people being a lot of people's lives are being changed behind this. Not only just their lives. I mean, just everybody. Why are we trying to fire the commissioner? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. They acting as if he punched her. He did it. You know, why are people jobs on the line? And also, you got to figure at the same time they got Rihanna. They canceled her from the show altogether.
Wait, what?
Rihanna is canceled from the show.
What show?
She was supposed to be in the NFL entertainment for the Super Bowl, but she has been canceled because she was part of domestic violence. Yes, they cut her.
So they're punishing the victim?
They're punishing everyone. They want to have nothing with domestic violence. That's how bad it is.
Is this because this is pressure from like activist groups, or is it because it's just
it's pressure from the NFL to show women that they're compassionate toward that 41%. Yes, 41% is having outrage, and there may be a 10% that more so is saying this is wrong. This is not the way we do things in America, where two people do something wrong and it may be 5 or 10 people follow right behind them. I give less than a damn about the video, because the video ain't got nothing to do with the commissioner. The commissioner, regardless of whether he's seen it or not, he still took the initiative to take action to suspend that young man for 2 games. He did something. He didn't just sit on his hands and say, no, I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, he took the initiative until the full investigation came out, and once the full investigation came out and then the video surfaced, then he took further actions from there. It's not as if they didn't do anything and threw their hands up and said, I'm done with it, you know, hey, sweep it under the rug. That wasn't an issue.
I want to know, I've been saying this all week, and I'm not giving no excuse to him punching her. I'm not giving an excuse, but I want to know what happened before. I'm still trying to wrap my head like what led up to the punch.
I don't know. They had video outside the elevator where they were arguing or whatever. So they were in a very heated argument.
And she threw the first punch. I'm sorry. She threw the first punch.
She did?
She did.
Well, I'm not sure. I know it was some physical contact that was going on with them, you know, like some pushing and, you know, slapping and shoving, and then, you know, the punch came. But I'm just saying, like I said, for me, it's just like, obviously, you know, the NFL, this is not the only person. You know, he's kind of being put out there as, and I do not in any way agree with what he did. But, I mean, he's definitely being put out there as a martyr for,
He's the example.
Yes, he's the example.
It's kind of like how when Chris Brown hit Rihanna, it's kind of the same thing a little bit, sort of kind of, because I mean, there are musicians who slap punch kick their girlfriends' wives or whatever, but it's like when Chris Brown like beat Rihanna up, he beat her up bad. It's just kind of like he became the martyr. But I mean, of course, he kept doing bad behavior. But I'm just saying, it's sort of kind of the same thing.
Chris is trying to turn it around now.
He is. Shout out to Chris Brown.
But my thing is this: the punishment to me. I mean, if that's supposed to be the punishment, then it should be a lot of people, and I'm gonna say a lot of people, because I don't want to say one side does it more than the other, because I see women hitting on men does absolutely nothing. Okay, I see men hitting on women, but the thing is, what does that have to do with my job? That's a domestic issue. That's something that's dealing with domestic. That's personal. That's something that's dealing outside. Now, if he had did it inside the stadium, if he had did it while he was on the practice field, that's another story. That's a whole nother story. Why fire this man for one thing? And I'm only speaking my mind, so don't start sending me hate emails.
Be ready for it, Terry.
Y'all gonna get it in, but that does not calls for somebody's job, you don't just put somebody out there in cold and say, hey, I'm gonna fire them, because you got a lot of people you need to be firing like now, today.
I think that the difference is, which I completely understand that, and but you have to think about it. I think even teachers run into this a lot of times. But if you're if you're in a position where especially you're a celebrity and you're out in the public, you have to think about you're a brand. So you, even if you're not in the stadium, you're still representing that brand, because when they see you, they're thinking about the NFL. They're thinking about whatever Coke or Gatorade, whatever they're associating with you. So what you do outside does affect what the brand is being visualized as, because that's what people see you as.
We can show forgiveness. We can also show that we can send this person to rehab. We can show that, give this person a second chance. It's not like this person is doing this thing over and over and over and over again.
Well, we don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. But this is what we know now. This is what we know today. And when we know this today, is say, hey, let's go ahead and send this young man and this young woman to counseling. Let's go find help for them. Let's find an alternative to them, instead of just punishing them severely in the pockets and family-wise. I mean, I'm pretty sure, and trust me, I don't condone hitting anybody, male or female. Don't put your hands on nobody. Right. This is not a male issue. This is not a female issue. This is a people issue where you do not put your hands on nobody, but at the same time, find forgiveness. Find a way to say, okay, the NFL has taken the time out to send this person to rehab, get this situation fixed, get your brand name. If you want to go based upon your brand name, get your brand name fixed and say, hey, we do offer counseling. And this could be an example for others that may be having marital issues or relationship issues, to bring those other players out and say, hey, I need help before it gets to this point.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not disagreeing with anybody saying, I think that's the root of everything is obviously money. It's the thing is, with, like you said, he's a brand. So of course, if there are groups out there who are pissed off because he punched this girl, and they're saying you need to do something with him, or we're not gonna buy your product anymore, or we're not gonna watch the NFL anymore, It's when you start messing with people's money, then that's when they want to take these extreme actions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might be extreme to Terrence, it may not be extreme to other people, but I'm saying, like, people are gonna, when it comes down to money, they're gonna do something about it. And it's the same thing with Mrs. Rice, because a lot of people are saying, well, why is she staying with him? Why is she defending him? We don't know. I don't live in that house. I have no idea. But you can't assume, if you want to. A lot of people are saying it's because of the money. It's like if one of my coworkers did a story about this woman who said she wished she never would have reported her boyfriend beating her, because now she has no money. Her life has been ruined. She's not getting no financial help now, and blah blah blah. Not excusing domestic violence. What I'm saying, she's telling her side of why she feels like she made a mistake reporting her boyfriend beating her. And so this may be the same. This could be a correlation. It could be the same situation where a lot of people are saying the reason why she's not leaving is because she ain't gonna have no money. It's like if she leaves, her financial flow is over. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's. A lot of people mostly see green, and I've been saying all week it's more about the color green than red in this situation, unfortunately. I just think that the ultimate thing we can do is pray. I always say that. It's like a lot of times we can sit back in our seats and make judgments, or not even judgments. We all are entitled to our own opinions about what happened, how we feel about the situation. But at the end of the day, as I've been saying with all the other situations we always talk about, these are people's lives. And all we can do is just sit back and pray and just hope for the best for these people. I mean, we pray that they get counseling. We pray that their family is healed, because that's something serious. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't come back from that. So
the only thing I say is, like, hopefully this has put the issue, and I agree with Terrence, male or female, it's not right. It's not. Put that issue in the spotlight and not just be all in an uproar over this issue, be in an uproar about it all over, and exactly. Just what the rules are. So many men could have that same situation if he wasn't a celebrity, go in jail one night and get out and nothing happened, So, like I said, it's just, I think society as a whole, we need to really take that issue seriously. And if you're all up in arms about this, next time you hear your neighbor beating his wife or she beating up her husband, you need to call the police. Don't say it's none of my business.
I also let's just remember what our parents always taught us: keep your hands off each other.
The golden rules, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, nobody should be putting their hands on nobody.
Yep.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
Done. I'm through with this story. Next. Real quick. All right, real quick. I just want to highlight. We of course we've been bringing awareness to different diseases on Karlton Says Live. We did ALS. Tyrese Lawless was on here last week. He's talking about the sickle cell awareness. He has a challenge. The Apple Challenge with that. But also too, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which I'm gonna be upfront and honest. I didn't know. I feel like I should have known as a person that has dealt with leukemia at age of 16. But I didn't know that September was Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So when I found out, of course, I put it on my Facebook and everything. There are no challenges, I don't think. But not yet. But here locally in the CSRA, there's a thing called Light the Night, and basically is to honor those who have fought the battle of cancer, and also to remember those who lost the battle with cancer. So pretty much, they're also raising money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and you just kind of just donate money just to help find a possible cure, and also to help fund treatments for those who are suffering with cancer. It takes place at the Evans Town Center. It starts there, I believe, I want to say 5 o'clock, but it's next Saturday. So basically it's just I've done it before, like you just kind of just walk around, you have balloons, and it's just to honor those who are either dealing with cancer, beat cancer, or who have lost the battle with cancer. So it's just something that, again, the ALS challenge actually opened my eyes to how different ways that we can bring awareness to the disease that affects humanity. Again, to me, it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not a Hispanic thing, not a where another person thing, man, female. It's a humanity situation. So I feel like anything that we can do to help and bring awareness, I think that it's our responsibility to do so, because you just never know who's been affected by what disease.
Right.
So.
Well, like you said, so you have been in that situation as a teenager dealing with cancer. What are some things that you would suggest, or like what are things that could have been helpful to you when you were in that situation, since we're in this month, like if people want to reach out and try to do something?
I think what you could do is definitely do research. I think the biggest thing with all these challenges, a lot of people are doing more research about these different diseases. So I think you can do research about different childhood cancers, because there are many. There are leukemia. People have tumors in their brains and different things like that. I can't think of all of them right now, but just do your research. I think a lot of times too, if you have money to give, donate. I think that's always a good thing to do. But I think just with any situation, I think prayer is just such a powerful thing. I know people who definitely have prayed for me, continue to pray for me or whatever, and I just think that prayer definitely is something that just that makes you feel. It helps to know that somebody's praying for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that gives you that push, that hope, that drive to just keep fighting and keep moving. So. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Karlton, I think we need to get you down at the CMC, be a spokesperson. Like, I made it through. You can do it too.
Okay.
We need to set up something for you, right?
PR training. PR training. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. What are we going to talk about next? We have like a minute left, but, we can push it a little bit, just a little bit. Let's see. Apollo Nada, right? Let's talk about him. Let's talk about him real quick. Some Ratchet TV real quick. Real Housewives of Atlanta star. Apparently, you guys know that he's, did some fraudulent things with some money, stealing people's money, old people's money. And he's supposed to actually report for jail. He decided not to.
Went rogue.
And then, here's the thing. He decided to go to his wife's house, Phaedra, because allegedly he's upset because she decided not to put money into his jail account. So he went in pissed off, yelling, screaming, all this other stuff, and allegedly they have all this on camera.
Bravo, yes, they said that
Bravo
the film
was
crew
there.
Was there. Yes.
Bravo was there filming it for the next season of The Housewives, so we are going to get to see it.
Yes, unfortunately.
Should I be excited about wanting to see that?
I said you feel bad, but then you're like, oh, it's going to be so juicy.
Right. And so Phaedra will have a storyline this season.
Oh yeah,
Right, because I was like, oh, she may not have one with him going, so.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, but now he's in custody.
Okay.
So
news to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
He's in custody. So he did make it to, I think he's in Kentucky is where he's going to be serving his sentence.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
They can't find nowhere closer so he can see his kids?
I don't, she said that she's not bringing the kids from what I've heard.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
That sucks.
So maybe, maybe he won't get the whole 8 years. Maybe he'll get out for good behavior or something. Apollo,
This is his second time in prison. I don't know if this going to work. That's going to work for him. Okay, moving on here. Of course, we go from Ratchet to Ratchet. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It concluded on Monday. Of course, the big thing was the fight, but to me, the reunion was actually boring. It was really boring. I think part one was the most exciting of it, and then like the other parts, they spent talking about Jocelyn and Stevie, and it was just like, and then they showed the after show thingy with Jocelyn doing their little interviews. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But a lot of people are saying that this is a setup because there's rumors that Jocelyn and Steve will get their own show.
I could see that. I could definitely.
Would you watch that?
I mean, my thing is, I would try to keep them on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because they keep the drama going. I mean, Mimi definitely brought some storyline this season with sex tape. All right, I'm Shower Rod Girl. All right, but other than that, I mean, Erica and O'Shea. Scrappy and Bambi. Sometimes I forgot Tammy and Walker were on the show.
They're boring. Take them off. She turned up at the reunion though. I think they're gonna keep her just because she fought Jocelyn.
Well, but I'm saying literally, and then Benzino and Athea are only relevant because of their beef with Jocelyn and Stevie. So if they leave the show, I don't know.
Nobody really has.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, y'all need to try to keep them on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. If they get their own spinoff, they still need to be on.
But I was about to say there might be a whole Tamar situation because Tamar's still on the Braxtons, but she has her own show with Vince, so they might do that. I honestly personally wouldn't watch what's his name? I wouldn't watch Stevie J and Jocelyn. That's too much. It's just what we're gonna watch them argue and talk about beefcakes all the time. I mean, I don't know. That's all they talk about. His beefcake. I don't know. I'm good. Next, stay on Love Hip Hop Atlanta. It'll be good for you. Anyway, moving on. Love Hip Hop Hollywood though comes out on Monday. That's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be excited, but I am. I'm looking forward to it because I feel like it's gonna be like the quote unquote high class ratchetness.
You know what? I don't know because I just look at and then wait a minute, but I see how people jump from like city to city too, because Tierra Marie, she was on New York. Yeah. So now I was like, okay, girl, she's gonna be a main character on Hollywood.
Yeah.
So,
with Ray J.
Ray J.
That's gonna be funny. Ray J. or Marion Lil Fist and Youngberg and some other people.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody else, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Oh, Soulja Boy.
Oh yeah, Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
Which he's also, because they were talking about adding him and Diamond to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Yeah,
but now
they shut that down. They actually, what happened was Diamond was supposed to be on the first season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but that got shut down. They removed her for what reasons I have no idea, but that's a lot of people. Good Lord. But are they all gonna be on the theme song? Because that's a lot of people.
Wait, and you know what? I saw a post you put on Facebook about the women aren't even the highlight of the story anymore. It's the men. I totally agree. Even when they showed the preview for this,
for Hollywood, it was the dudes.
So that's why I'm like, how are they gonna do that? Is it gonna be the men showing up on the preview now? I don't know.
I feel like they should. I mean, because honestly, they literally showed all the guys. They showed Tierra Marie. And they show some other woman who I don't know who she is. I mean, I think that's Amarion's baby mama.
Yeah, the pregnant girl.
But I was like, that's a lot of folk though. But if you notice on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, everybody has a confessional now.
Oh yeah, the guys didn't have it at first.
Right, but everybody has. Even the minor women characters have confessionals. So it's like they're just letting everybody talk. Let me get on Love Hip Hop Atlanta so I can do a confessional.
What's up? If it'll help us come up, we down. We down to make I'm here. Right. Also, we might need to get into a fight or something. I don't know. Can this video go viral now? Can we come up now?
Hit her.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and close the show. Terrence, do we have the Karma Primo?
We got one more thing that we want to talk about. Is.
Oh yeah, thank you. Okay. Yes, we are trying to go to Chicago. A Woman's Worth is a play that I wrote a long time ago, but we've been doing snippets of scenes. Me and Rachel Monique, and then me and Shataria, we did it last year in Greenville, South Carolina. Well, We were nominated for an award last year. We won.
Whoop, whoop.
And then now this year we've been chosen to be a part of a Taste of Theater, which is in Chicago, Illinois. But we need your help getting there. Yeah. It's gonna be like $600 for transportation and hotel. And I set up an Indiegogo account last night, and that is the link on the screen if you look at it right there. I'm not gonna read all that. I'm sure you can read. That was good job because I can't. I'm messing up. Right. Yes, but that's the link that you can submit if you want to donate to our cause of getting to Chicago. Again, it's 7 cast members going, including me and Shataria, and Terrence is going too. So that's 8 people. So we need your help getting there. We definitely, we just want to represent Augusta. I feel like we have a lot of great talent here in this city, and I know a lot of us are venturing off and doing different things in other cities, but at the same time, this is our home base. And, we want to go to Chicago and represent. A lot of people looking forward to this, people that I've talked to. So I'm excited, and like I said, with your help, we can get there. So
don't we have a car wash or some things?
Well, we're gonna. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Sorry, trying to get in all the plugs.
I feel like we might have to reschedule that car wash. Okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't mention it. So sorry, it's okay. But yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna say it for me. It's supposed to be raining this weekend, so I'll stand in for him, and weatherman calls for rain.
Thanks for the same.
Thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, if you can give, no amount is too small. $1, I'll take dollars. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100.
Please, anything.
We really appreciate it.
Snacks, chips, bags.
Yeah, we'll sell those. I'll sell a truck in my car.
You ain't lying.
Yes.
We'll get it in.
Right, we down.
That's right. Do we have the Karma preview?
Yes, we do.
All right, we're going to close out with the Karma promo because that comes out next Friday. I'll talk a little bit more about that after this.
So excited.
Don't let this smile fool you.
Karma.
It was so good. You want to see it again?
I was like, okay. But no, Karma comes out next Friday. It's the 3rd web series of Victor Productions. I'm really excited about this. Karma stars Ashley Black, Tyrese Lawless, Rodriguez Chandler, and Altina Menifee. Of course, we have other appearances by other actors here in Augusta. So it's gonna be a good show. It's 10 episodes. I'm really excited about showing you guys this. It's kind of like I kind of tried to step up with the camera shots a little bit. I'm not the best cinematographer. I actually hate doing it. I really do. I love to just write and direct, but we try to step it up a little bit. I think you guys are gonna love it. It's basically a story about Karma Jones, and she's ready to, how you get to that point in your life where you're just like, I should want to be married at this point, and I want my career to be booming at this point.
Right.
That's where she is in her life. She's just she wants her man to commit, and she wants her career to take off, but she's kind of at a little standstill. So, it's like a lot of us sometimes.
I say, a lot of people can relate.
So definitely check it out next week. It's on YouTube. So it will be on YouTube next week, the series premiere of Karma. It'll be out. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a midnight premiere or not. I don't know.
Don't make us wait.
So we'll figure it out what we're gonna do. Also, Shataria stars and produces her web series Roommates.
Whoop, whoop.
When is that coming out? What's the new episode coming out?
New episode of Roommates. We'll have it the last week of this month.
Okay.
So I think it's on the Wednesday, whatever that Wednesday is. Y'all look out for new episode of Roommates. We just finished filming, so
I love how everybody's evolving. I love it. It's just everybody's doing their own thing, but it's important that we all support one another.
We definitely.
Let's not be crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
No crab. No more crab mentality. I'm gonna get those shirts made. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
I've been working on that.
Well,
for a
I think
while.
we all do a good job of supporting each other and trying to uplift each other. So
it's very important.
Yeah.
If we don't do it, who else is? So high five. Yes.
And they really do it. Seriously, they do.
Right. All right. Well, that is it for Karlton Says Live. We went a little over, but we had so much to talk about. So
you guys love it, right?
Thank you, Shatari, for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, DJ I am behind the scenes, give his 2 cents. Oh, okay. And then
that's right. Don't forget to check. Don't forget to check me out right here, DJIam.com.
All right.
All right now.
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Karlton Says Live. We're done. And tell your friends about us, because we like the viewers.
And don't forget about that link at the bottom down there.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Please.
Send us to Chicago.
Help us.
Do it, Shatari.
Help us.
Awesome. We'll see y'all next Friday on Karlton Says Live.
Bye, guys.
Bye.